see how much kidnappers are taking from victims.
My thing is, government should all the stakeholders get that, and I think we get that. The 3% for the oil producing community is too low.
So the support that is needed. And once you get the support, your airline people will blossom.
This is Nigeria. You need to give people sense of belonging.
Hello there, welcome to Inside Nigeria on Leadership Television. My name is Winnie Fodubeba. It's my pleasure to host you on today's program. Unfortunately, I don't have the public affairs analyst with me to review the papers this morning. I'm in the studio, but however, we'll be looking at what the papers are saying. We have some papers for review this morning, and that is Nigeria's most influential leadership, its sister publication, National Economy, THISDAY newspaper, and Daily Sun. Now, let's see what the papers are saying, starting with leadership. 5 days to go, President Muhammadu Buhari, APC governors take crucial decision on convention tomorrow. 5 days to go, President Muhammadu Buhari, APC governors take crucial decision on convention tomorrow. Aspirant stakeholders kick against governors' anointed chairmanship candidates. Aspirant stakeholders kick against governors' anointed chairmanship candidates. Insist on open contest. Lament uncertainty of February 26th convention date. Now let's see what the story is all about. Let's go over to inside the pages of leadership to see what the story is all about. With less than 5 days to the much anticipated National Convention of the All Progressives Congress, APC, President Muhammadu Buhari will meet with APC governors at the presidential villa tomorrow to take some critical decisions. Recall that the meeting was initially scheduled to hold last Tuesday before it was called off shortly before the president left on a 4-day official visit to Brussels, Belgium, to attend the EU-AU summit. The meeting with the president will be led by the chairman of the APC Interim Committee and governor of Yobe State, Mai Mala Puni, with 20 other governors in attendance. The president and the governors will resolve some knotty issues, including the zoning of the party offices, especially the national chairmanship seat. It was learned that the prospect of having a consensus arrangement as well as what mode of primary to adopt in choosing the new party leadership will be discussed. The governors of the party had met recently to harmonize their position ahead of the convention. Leadership had reported that the group of governors decided to zone the chairmanship seat to the next North Central, with former governor of Benue State, Senator George Akume, as their candidate. That is part of the story. And also, aspirants stakeholders kick against anointed candidates. Meanwhile, APC chairmanship aspirants have kicked against plots by governors to impose a chairmanship candidate on the party. The national chairmanship aspirant Mohammed Seidu Bisu Esu, who described the protected anointing of aspirant by the governors as speculation, said nobody has called us for such an endorsement. He said you can't just anoint any person without consulting us. We are all stakeholders in the party. We have been mobilizing our supporters across the country on our plans for the party and Nigeria as a whole. So we are ready for the election. We believe it should be an open contest. That's part of the news today on the headline story on leadership. 5 days to go, President Muhammadu Buhari, APC governors take crucial decision on convention tomorrow. From leadership, we are moving over to its sister publication. Growing youth unemployment may set Nigeria back 5 decades. Growing youth unemployment may set Nigeria back 5 decades. Analysts say lack of plan to constructively engage youth disastrous. Nigeria's growing youth population and decreasing mortality rates could set the country 5 decades back in terms of Human Development Index if the right policies of government are not adopted. National economy reckons that failure to execute youth-centric policies now will either inflict economic misery or economic dividend over the coming decades. The federal government must therefore take advantage of the country's youth bulge. The youth bulge is common phenomenon in many developing countries and in particular in the least developed countries. It is often due to a stage of development where a country achieves success in redefining infant mortality, but mothers still have a high fertility rate. That's part of the news stories on national economy. On the headline, growing youth employment may set Nigeria back 5 decades. Now going back to leadership newspaper to take some of the headline stories that makes the cover this Monday morning. And on the white box up is several vehicles trapped at Lagos port over VRN policy. Several vehicles trapped at Lagos ports over VRN policy. Now we're moving back down to that same cover story and let's see what some of the stories are saying. And on the blue line, we see Tinubu, former governor of Lagos State, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He says, 2023, I'm ready to get dirty with anyone. Tinubu wants. 2023, I'm ready to get dirty with anyone. Tinubu wants. That is on Leadership newspaper on Monday, February 21, 2022. Before we move over to the next papers we have on our headline, on our review this morning, we would like to go on a short break. When we come back, we'll resume our newspaper headlines. Don't go away. Stay tuned.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Inside Nigeria, keeping you informed on what matters.
Welcome back. You're still on to Inside Nigeria on Leadership Television this Monday, February 24th, of February 2022. My name is Winifred Bebo and I'm here alone in the studio to review the papers this morning. Our next paper we have on our menu is Daily Sun. Let's have Daily Sun. Daily Sun has on its headline this morning, Abba Kyari orders in fresh drug deal scandal. Abba Kyari orders in fresh drug deal scandal. Abba Kyari orders in fresh drug deal scandal. Fingered in disappearance of 3 billion naira worth of tramadol. Abba Kyari orders in fresh drug deal scandal. Fingered in disappearance of 3 billion naira worth of tramadol. That is the headline news story on Daily Sun. And still on Daily Sun, let's see what the paper is saying. It says fuel scarcity, diversion, low supply, compound motorist commuters woes. Fuel scarcity, diversion, low supply, compound motorist commuters woes. Be patient, solution underway, Silva begs Nigerians. Oshun Buba Ayetola woos aggrieved APC members. Oshun Buba primaries that was held last weekend. Oyetola, the governor of the state, woos aggrieved APC members. Still on the Sun newspaper, convention, APC governors meet to decide new dates. And that was the same story that also made the headline cover of Leadership. Convention, APC governors meet to decide new dates. May settle for second week of March. Buhari meets with governors Tuesday. Convention, APC governors meet to decide new dates. May settle for second week of March. Buhari meets with governors Tuesday. And still on the Sun newspaper, NAFDAC impounds toxic animal hides imported for human consumption. NAFDAC imports toxic animal hides imported for human consumption. Animal hides are generally what is referred to as a womo in Nigerian parlance, and it has been imported. It has been impounded by NAFDAC because of its toxicity. Thank God for that. Nigeria orders restart $13 billion Trans-Saharan gas pipeline project. Nigeria orders restart $13 billion Trans-Saharan gas pipeline project. $8 billion, 50,000 jobs saved yearly from local content law. All these stories are on Daily Sun newspaper this Monday. For more on the stories, you can get the paper to read and get the gist of the whole story. And we are moving over to the last paper we have for review this morning, and that is This Day. This day's headline story says, Buhari may sign electoral bill today, 6 lawmakers' assurances to amend clause 84. Buhari may sign electoral bill today, 6 lawmakers' assurances to amend clause 84. Ruling parties' governors meet tonight in Abuja ahead of meeting with President tomorrow. Buhari may sign electoral bill today, 6 lawmakers' assurances to amend clause 84. And let's have a brief on what the story is saying. It says, all things being equal, President Muhammadu Buhari has agreed to sign the reworked Electoral Act Amendment Bill and may in fact sign the bill today, but on the condition that the National Assembly would amend the contentious clause 84, which infringes on the constitutional rights of certain category of people. The contentious aspect bars political appointees from contesting elections and voting as delegates, either at conventions or congresses, after assenting to it. The president, who already met with the leadership of the 2 chambers of the National Assembly, was awaiting assurances from the leadership of the National Assembly to amend the bill after signing it into law. The president wants to put this behind us, but simply wants assurances so as not to allow this to continue to be a distraction on the country. That is the news on leadership on this day. This Monday, February 21st, 2022. And still on this day newspaper, we have a headline news story too. That is second headline. It says, Tinubu, no amount of intimidation can stop my 2023 presidential bid. Tinubu, no amount of intimidation can stop my 2023 presidential bid. And that is some of the story that is making the rounds in most of the papers this Monday. Now, the question is, who can intimidate Tinubu, the strong man of Nigerian politics? The intimidation be from the presidency? Well, for those of you watching from across the world, I want you to join the conversation. Let's have your thoughts on Tinubu's warnings on being intimidated. Drop your comments on this page on our Facebook page. And we're sure to follow you up on your comment section. That is where we'll be calling today on today's Inside Nigeria. Don't forget, drop your comments, join the conversation. Who do you think is intimidating, could be intimidating the strong man of Nigerian politics, Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Let's have your comments. I remain Winifred Bebo. Bye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.